premiums in tiers 2 and 3.
Right.
So you can see in my hangar, I am currently hovering over the XP31. This is arguably one of the most overpowered light fighters at tier. Like, if we compare it to things that I've complained about before, like the K6 at 7 or the P61 at 8, it's effectively equivalent to them at its tier.
Yep. The I5 Shkas also is another one that's bad,
Mm-hmm.
just because it has so much gun power, and it's pretty good turning plane. So it fits right in with the tier 2, the way tier 2 works.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and unless you're a dedicated heavy fighter pilot, if you go down there, you have to watch out for these two planes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the AO-192 will beat them. You just do your boom and zoom thing, and you'll beat them.
Okay, well,
But
that also holds true for, like, a lot of other tiers. As
yeah,
long as the heavy fighter plays it right, it will win against the light fighters. But if the heavy
yep,
fighter makes a mistake, it will lose, because in the
yep,
supposed rock, paper, scissors of game balance, light fighters beat heavy fighters.
yes,
But
yes.
doesn't work out that way all the time.
No, it's one of those things where at tier 2, you really don't know what the heck a heavy fighter can and cannot do
Exactly.
if you've just shown up to the game, because it's like, hey, here's this plane, it does stuff, it's got heavy guns and it's got some bombs, cool. Now I'm going to try to make it do spitfightery kind of stuff, and nope,
See,
I'm getting my butt kicked
I
every
didn't
time I go
even
out.
I didn't even realize Tier 2 was in such a state until back in February. I did my win in every plane stream. Well, series of streams. I had to cut it up into like 14 and a half hours, and I had like 36 planes at the time. Um, I didn't realize things were really, really bad until my P-23, an aircraft that I have like 23 hours in. It
Oh,
took me
okay.
4 games before I got a win.
Yeah, because if you're going to run up against the I5 Shikasa or the XP31 piloted by really anybody that's got any kind of head on their
And they
shoulders,
were always specialized.
you're going to get beat,
Yeah, no,
because there's just not much you can do with your P23.
I remember, like, the P-23 was great in 1.x. It was great when I came back to the
Yes.
game after a couple of years. It's a
Yep.
great airframe. It does a lot of things well. It can't keep up with an XP-31 or an I-5 Shikasa.
Nope.
It gets shredded. It either gets outturned or outgunned.
So there is one tech tree fighter that that will hold its own with both of those guys, and it's the German AR-68. It's got great guns, and it turns well, and it's pretty fast for tier 2. But you have to use it right,
You have to
because
know
if you
what you're
don't,
doing, which is
you
the
have to know
problem.
what you're doing. Yep.
Because
No,
period
and that's
one
the
is
problem.
supposed to be where all the new players are. And this
Yep.
is the big point. This is the one of the reasons why I wanted to make this specific video, and I wanted to do this one first. Is because period one is where all the new players start. This is where they are supposed to learn how the games go. Most of their matches are against bots. The beginner, like most games, do this. You can get an XP31 for free.
Right.
You have to
Yep.
either you have to have gotten the game on Steam originally, or there's a set of loose ends you can follow to get your Wargaming account linked to Steam, which I did, which is why I have an XP31 with the Steam logo on it right now. This is free.
Right.
There is no excuse for any new player not to have this.
Right. Or so I didn't have it in my North American free to play account. And I didn't actually know that I didn't have it. I was scrolling through some months back, and I looked and I go, "Oh, I don't have it." So I did the World of Tanks Blitz link up thing, which is a series of steps, which is kind of dorky,
Not
but it
not
worked out.
relevant to this video.
Right, and I got it, but that points out that even if you've already got the game, and you didn't start with the XP31 because you came through Steam, you can still go get it, and
Yeah.
anybody can do it.
Yeah, anyone
Everybody
can
can do
do
it.
it. And so effectively, for like 90% of the tier 2 light fighter multi-role fighters, there's nothing they can do. There's like what, one tech tree light fighter that can hold its own,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then you've got the heavy fighter. That's
Yep.
it. That's it.
That is pretty much it. Pretty much it.
So, to demonstrate this point, I'm going to fly in the XP31, and Corvus is going to fly in a balanced Tier 2 premium, actually. If you want to talk about the F11C and explain why this is a more balanced premium for Tier 2 and it doesn't actually, like, hamper the development of a new player.
So the F11C2 is a multi-role fighter, and for its for the tier, well, for really the period, it has a giant bomb. It's a 470-pound bomb, and the resupply time is a minute. So every minute you can drop one of these nukes. It maneuvers pretty well. It's got I think its base is like 85 or something. You can boost it up. You can boost it up over 90.
I have mine. Its base is 81.
Oh, okay. So mine is sitting at 92. Let me see. It's 7.9 360-degree turn time, and its downside is that its altitude performance is really weak. It only goes to 500 meters, and the guns are also pretty damn wimpy. It's got two 7.62 millimeter guns.
I mean, doesn't that just make this like a P12 that's been stretched and has a bomb on it?
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, it's okay as far as its speed goes for tier 2, and it turns well. But that bomb, right? So you can actually do stuff with that bomb. You can wipe out whole ground targets with that thing, and you can turn and you can get away from stuff, and it's an okay plane, but you got to know how to play it, which means that it's reasonably balanced.
And it's not a climb in this, you'll win every game.
That's absolutely right. No, you do have to think about it, and shooting stuff down takes some time. You really gotta kind of pound away at it.
Now,
so
technically speaking, if there's tier 3s in a match, the XP31 and the I5 Shikos will struggle a lot.
Yes. Yep.
But if it's a tier 2 match with tier 1s,
yeah, it just owns. It's really that's really the bottom line there. It is overpowered and does need some sort of nerfing. Turn rate, speed, gun characteristics, like what's the dispersion and what's the auto aim on those guns. Let's do something to them. The Shikos was what was it was nerfed. The auto aim or the dispersion, both of those guys were turned down a little bit.
Really, the Shikos has had a nerf already.
Yes. It had one back right almost when 2.0 started, I think. So it was a reward plane before 2.0 dropped,
and it's still super strong. Jeez.
Yeah, it's still pretty strong. It used to be worse. So think about it like that. It used to be worse.
I mean, if I had to rank which is worse, the XP31 or the I5 Shikos, I'd rank the XP31 worse than the Shikos.
Yep. Yes, I agree.
Like, the Shikos is super strong, but only in one direction, and it doesn't really turn that well.
Yep.
The 31 will... If the 31 latches on, it ain't letting go, and there's not much that can deal with it.
Yeah, this guy is... the guns are just... takes forever to shoot anything down.
Meanwhile, I'm over here deleting ADAs, like, within a couple of seconds.
No, you just wiped them all out. It's like... My guy, I can turn just fine, but the guns take forever to do anything. Oh yeah, no, I earn tokens like you know, I earn tokens every time I go out. I earn quite a few tokens, and it's like they build up, and now I'm in the phase of my playing career where I don't really need to do it, just grind out, especially for multi-rolls. Oh, the multi-roll grind on specialization is a pain in the neck.
I think the multi-rolls are the worst one, and heavy fighters
Yes.
would be the easier. Well, bombers.
I find them easier. Yes, especially mid-tier bombers.
I would say
Mid-tier
bombers.
bombers.
I'd say bombers and multi-rolls are tied for the worst, and heavy fighters have it the easiest.
I agree. Heavy fighters are easy. So I've been one of the things I've been doing is I've been trying to specialize my Chinese mosquito. The Chinese mosquito is it's fun. I didn't know how fun it would be, but it's a regular mosquito, really. So in any case, so we're down here and we're just shooting at bots, which is fine because we can talk about it. Oh dear.
We don't need to put how'd that happen?
I don't know. We split up. We probably shouldn't have split up to do it so that there's a very narrow range of, very small range of where it works well.
Yeah.
Wargaming could do it.
Oh yeah. Well, they've done it before. They did it for the 54.
Yep, they did.
And apparently they did it for the Shakas. Didn't really do anything, but they did it for the Shakas.
It did used to be worse. It changed it significantly.
I don't really remember. Apparently, I don't remember this first version of Shakas. So I'm sure I encountered it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, it was like at one point it was like the XP 31, except worse. You just melt stuff down. It just you wave your plane in the direction of the other guy, and it was gone. Yeah.
Dead. Okay. That's a scary thought that someone who's never played the game before would have had to deal with that at some point. Because if we're treating the new players poorly in regards to the game experience, why would they stick around?
Right.
That's effectively the entire crux of this conversation at this point.
Hey everybody, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave comment, and everybody's got an idea about what would help the game. If there's something that you think that Wargaming can do, especially in period 1, to help people stick around, let us know. If we haven't discussed it already, let us know, because it's something worth discussing in the Discord for sure.
Hell, if you think my ideas suck, let me know.
Absolutely.
There's people that think I have terrible ideas.
Well, I'm not one of them.
I
think your ideas are pretty good, and I'd like to see Wargaming implement them because I think it would be better for the game overall.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess now we move on to Tier 3, which it was a little harder for me to determine a overpowered premium in Tier 3, mainly because I avoid Tier 3 like the plague. I hate Tier 3, like, flat out. In my opinion, it is the worst tier out of all of them.
Yeah, I can see. So I had a couple of choices. One of my choices is the one that I normally take out, just so I'm not actually seal clubbing. It's the Blenheim bomber, British Tier 3 bomber. If I remember correctly, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was the first bomber in the game. It's the first bomber introduced in the game, and it kind of made waves a little bit. Oops, that's the wrong plane. There we go. I picked a heavy fighter. It's a reflex, guys. It's a reflex.
He's a heavy fighter. He's a heavy fighter, man.
Yeah. So the one you chose is the other one I thought about taking out. Because
overpowered.
It's fast. It's fast.
It's a buffalo.
Yeah.
It's not overpowered.
It's not overpowered. I agree with you. It's not overpowered. It is pretty fast though, and it's pretty good at booming and zooming at tier 3.
Well, it's baby's first energy fighter. At least premium wise, it is.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. And the guns are a little weak.
It's tier 3.
And it's got tier 2 guns. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And the it doesn't turn super great. It's okay. It turns okay, but it's fast and it's got reasonable altitude.
Mm-hmm.
I have used them to chase down Focke-Wulf 57s.
Yeah, because it's an energy fighter. At the end of the day, the premium tier 3 Buffalo is an energy fighter. It's still a Buffalo. I still hate it on a matter of principle. But that's a topic we'll get into another time.
Yeah.
But I would say it's a balanced tier 3 premium light fighter.
When it's bottom tier, it's not great. It's okay, but it's not great.
Oh, we ran into players.
Yeah, and they're both
tier 3, and they're both specialized.
Right. So
the Hawk 7. I hate the Hawk 75 so much.
I'm going to I think I'm gonna try to keep my altitude and let those guys try to, because of the I-16 will never be able to get up to me, so I will never have to deal with that guy at all.
The I-16 is not a problem.
Yeah.
I-16
the Hawk might be able to climb up. The Hawk might be able to climb up. So I'm going to just stooge around at altitude.
Just keep your awareness. He fires pea shooters.
Yeah.
I hated that plane. I was so happy to get rid of it.
I've got the ground target bug.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Where you can't see the ground targets.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. So once they change, once the sector comes under ownership, then that goes away.
You just gotta get it off neutral first.
Yep. Luckily, because so that would be another thing that might be vexing to new folks, is this idea that you have to know what the sector looks like before you even do anything. Because if I'm flying a bomber and I'm coming over a sector and I don't know what is an actual target and what is not an actual target, that kind of sucks. All right, so this particular bomber
my pea shooter is struggling to kill the Hawk 75, who just got rammed by a friendly bot.
So this the nice thing about this bomber is that it's got at least the way I've got it set up, it's got like a 16 or 17 second reload. It's nuts, absolutely incredibly stupid, actually.
Mm-hmm. It's part of what makes it busted at this tier.
Yeah, it's a little broken. I will say that.
Like, you expect reloads like that at least as early as tier 6.
And now the problem is that all the ground targets have been killed in this airfield over here, and so I'm gonna go over to the garrison.
That's a problem that plagues bombers and ground attack at every tier.
You are correct. I could. I try to remember stuff, but it's I work a lot off of memory. You might have noticed that about me.
Here is a free tip for anyone who's potentially a new player that is watching this video whenever I release it in the next month or so. Press the left Alt button. It tells you the current score. It tells you your cooldown of your weapons. It changes the arrows on the mini-map to their aircraft icons. So like this AR-68, on the map he's an arrow. When I hit left alt, he's a diamond.
Right.
And overall, it's very useful. You will use it a lot as you get better. Because like, doing that just told me the specialized I-16 is coming on my positioning.
Right. Yes. And I did do left alt, and it's 17 seconds for this. So I've got it set at 17 seconds.
17 seconds. That's stupid. I just got ran by a freaking 88.
That's what they do. They're happy to give you the news.
Being a left alt, that is oops. Says the guy flying the I-16. Aha.
He's
See, this is why you press left alt. That told me the specialized Hawk 75 was on his way over.
No, they're gonna like you. It's always nice to be needed, you know.
Ow. Well, my tail and my wing are crit, and I see the specialized I-16. I'm not going to engage him yet. I'm going to let my plane repair.
I wish my guys would do something. Thank you. Just wanted them to do something.
Wings back, health regened a bit. All right, time to dive. Shit, that's an I-16. That's the other I-16.
Right.
Dude, you're in an I-16. You have no chance. He just put out that fire. He either has firefighter or fire extinguisher. Oh, he's gonna get saved by his Hawk. He's gonna get saved by his Hawk.
Yeah, see that since they can't do anything about me,
they're bothering me. Well, I've been harassing them, and now they're bothering me. Which, the fact those aircraft are specialized leads me to believe that they are either new players who don't know how to play the game properly by sticking with that airframe until they've specialized it, or they're old players that are doing a little bit of seal clubbing.
Yep.
Of which I have no sympathy for.
We cannot support you any longer.
Nope. All right.
That guy's going for a ram, and he did it. He got the ram off. I'm not dead, but he got the ram off.
All right. Shoot now. Oh, an actual heavy fighter. Wow. Exciting.
It's very bad he got that ram off, because now it's squall line. And he's turning really well. Shit.
Oh my goodness.
Notice the I-16 didn't take me out, it was the Hawk. Well, I'm out of the game. The Hawk was able to turn around on me somehow. And, mainly because I don't have any parts on this plane, actually. I have it specialized, but I don't have a single part on it. I'm betting if I had like a lightweight wing frame or something, I would have won that fight.
I'm gonna go back over the garrison. Fighting over the airfield is, for whatever reason, while I was at the airfield, some of our bots came over there and just died while I was trying to do stuff. Oh my gosh!
Hey, I was the only one keeping those two in check, and the Hawk 75 rammed me at the beginning of our duel, and that gave him the edge he needed to win.
Oh man! There actually was a FW-57 in the game, and now of course they're both on the. That was awesome.
Yeah. Clearly, the quote overpowered premium at Tier 3 is not as overpowered as the two we talked about in Tier 2.
Oh, absolutely not. It's the fact that those heavy fighters left me alone all that time is weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then see, that's a problem with the Blenheim bomber. The Blenheim has no defenses at all. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just terrible.
It has a blatant weakness.
Yeah.
No defense.
No,
See, how many times I killed that I-16? Twice. How many times I killed that Hawk? Twice.
So in this particular battle, I destroyed 20 ground targets. But I only captured 3 sectors, which is bad. Unfortunately, I spent way too much time over that airfield. I should have just gone back and forth between the 2 garrisons. That would have been better. So, oh well, that's what happens.
But yeah, I would say that in regards to premium balance, Tier 3 is in a better state than Tier 2. There isn't really any Tier 3 premiums. You did not. The Hawk 75 did.
Did what?
The I-16 pilot just messaged me saying, haha, I splashed you.
Oh.
And then I just told him, you did not. The Hawk 75 did.
Oops. Screwed up. Sorry about that. I touched the wrong button.
Then he added me to contacts for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know those either. So I've got. Sorry, I touched the leave flight. I didn't mean to do that.
I've sent you a flight invite.
The PV2, the PV3, which we won in what was it, 3 Christmases ago, maybe 4 Christmases ago, as part of the Hawker deal. It's an interesting plane, and it's for Tier 3. It's kind of wimpy as far as guns go. It's only got 4 303s. It turns really well, and I mean really well.
And now he's calling me a cheater for ramming people when I never rammed him. I didn't ram you. At all. I just shot you.
Maybe he's confusing you with someone else. So you were using you were using the
Grow up.
Baby Buffalo is what you were using.
Yeah, the baby's first energy fighter.
Yeah, that's what you called it. That's hilarious. I love it. Let's see. I'm gonna actually go and look at mine because I haven't actually looked at it in quite some time. I don't hardly ever fly it.
Yeah, it's not great. You know,
No, it's not great. It's not great.
Have fun being on my ignore list.
Yeah.
Tier 4. There really isn't any standout premiums in Tier 4. And I don't think there's really any standout tech tree aircraft in Tier 4 either. I think Tier 4 is probably one of the more balanced tiers out of the group.
There's an argument, and I'm going to make it.
Okay. Okay.
The Heinkel HE-111 bomber can be a pretty powerful piece of equipment at Tier 4 if it's not bottom tier. Right. It's not overpowered, but at tier, it's pretty potent.
Now, while I may not have anything in mind for the strongest premium for Tier 4, I absolutely have something for what might be the weakest premium in Tier 4, if not the entire damn game.
No, you're right. It's the entire game. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
The C714.
Yes.
It's the weakest airplane in the entire game. Hands down. Sorry, H0, it's not the I-1629. That is a blatant... I don't like I-16s, but the I-1629, it's got ordnance. It's got pretty good ordnance. It can do a job.
So I got a story for H0 about that one. The story is that I got it in a crate, and the first time I took it out, I got that map that we just had at Tier 3, the one with the central airfield. And I went in there and I did a spin to win thing and got an ace in it.
Because it's got that stupid high maneuverability of the entire I-16 line. It's just I-16s can't kill anything for shit because their guns suck.
And that's what I did. It was just a spin to win. The two the two humans on the other team came at me one at a time, and I just outmaneuvered them. It was a it was a boring battle, and I think it may have been the only battle I've ever fought in the thing.
Potentially.
So
I don't fly mine that
I
often either. I don't blame you.
no it but I've got a C714, and I've never flown it, not even once.
I
I lo-
I had the stupid
yeah.
idea to specialize the damn thing. And I don't
Oh
token things. I don't token these.
yeah
I use tokens for hangar slots. So you
yeah
can imagine how
no
long
you
this took me.
no it took you a while. I'm not
This
surprised in the
airplane
least.
is in desperate need of a buff. It needs to either go faster, hit harder, or turn better.
Yeah,
I
or
would
some combination
prefer.
of the three,
I
right?
would honestly, I wouldn't mind the guns, I wouldn't mind the turn rate if it would just go faster. It's described as a racing plane in the description
Yeah.
in game. It doesn't go. It's just as slow as the frickin' Hurricane.
Yeah, maybe it's not racing other planes.
Maybe it's racing a car
Yes,
from the 1920s.
yes. No, I don't know. It's not good.
It's not good.
I don't know what Wargaming's idea was. It's the other French planes. Some of the premiums are interesting. The AD-10C is interesting. It's nice and turny. It's weird, but it's kind of fun. The SE-100 is kind of fun, but man, the C714, why does it
Garbage.
exist?
It's complete
Yeah,
garbage.
it's worth a hanger slot when you get it. It's worth that. Although I don't need more hanger slots, so now I just keep it so that so I don't get it dropped
Yeah,
in a crate
this, unlike every other plane we've been talking about that's either been balanced or overpowered, the C714 is probably the weakest plane in the entire game.
again. Yeah,
Not just premium, like, premium is exclusively for sure. There's some pretty weak tech tree planes. This is weaker than those, I would bet.
yeah, it's not good.
This is arguably one of the worst planes in the game. In desperate need of a buff. Probably won't get it anytime soon.
Yeah, so the one I have selected is one that some folks really make this thing absolutely slay.
Would you say
And
there's an argument that the BF-110C6 is an overpowered Tier 4 premium?
it's
Or is it on the edge? It's not quite overpowered, but it's strong enough to be near there.
in the hands of someone who can aim well, this thing absolutely kills it, and literally kills it, because that 30mm cannon, it's got a kilometer of range, and it just absolutely will reach out and touch you, and not in a good way. The makes up for it by being a little bit slower than the tech tree BF 110, a little less altitude. It doesn't quite turn as well, but it's still a heavy fighter at a light
cannon.
fighter tier. Yeah,
a sniper cannon at Tier 4.
Yeah, yep.
You don't
and
even
if you
really
can get it to
start seeing,
hit,
you don't even really start seeing sniper cannons until like 6, maybe 1.5, but
Yeah.
6 is when they start showing up.
Yep.
And if you're good with sniper cannons, they're probably the strongest weapons in the game.
Yeah, if you're good, and I'm not,
I'm mediocre at them.
And that's why I've had this. This was actually the very first premium that I ever bought. So I've had this plane pretty much since the very beginning.
Oh wow.
And originally in 1.x, I did okay with it. It was okay. I made those things, made those cannon shots hit. But remember, back in those days, there was a lead indicator, and it actually worked for this plane, and I was able to use it to make hits. Nowadays, I actually have to use my aiming eye, which means that I can't hit anything with it. But I'll play it. I'm happy to play
I'm
it.
still wondering why they got rid of the lead indicator.
It's a good question. I mean, for the higher tiers, it really didn't help that much.
Right,
But for the
but
lower
for
tiers,
people that
it
are
was helpful.
for people that are learning how to play the game, I would say a lead indicator would actually be really good. Like, how hard is it to just make that a setting that you can enable and disable? You can enable it if you need it and disable it when you feel like you don't.
You ask a good question. I don't know why they eliminated it. I never got an explanation from anyone as to why they eliminated it.
Pretty sure the game that shall not be named has one.
Oh, yes. That
I'm not going to
that other game, but in any case, this plane in the hands of a skilled pilot can really wreak havoc, and it is an effective counter to the HE-111.
Mm-hmm.
So
the other arguably overpowered tier 4.
Right.
By the way, I'm getting some weird glitch. My the pilot I have in my E3 keeps showing up in all of my German planes, like just standing to the side, staring at me, judging me.
Yes.
He's just showing up in all of my German planes, and I'm like, dude, you're not in this plane. Why are you here?
No, I got nobody standing around on this guy. That's an interesting one.
That's an interesting visual bug for sure.
All right.
Anyway, and this plane I'm looking at right here is potentially, no, not even potentially, guaranteed the worst plane in the game, and even if you are a skilled pilot, you will struggle.
Yes. I thought about actually in this particular one taking out the AR-197, which is a really turny, pretty punchy multi-role.
Mm-hmm.
The bombs are small, but they do work. You can make it do work. I think there's a couple of people with Gabreskis in this thing. Of course, they're the great pilots. It's slow, low altitude, but it's super turny, and it will surprise people, like really surprise people. But it's a biplane at tier 4.
This is about this is about the last tier where biplanes appear.
Right. The other good biplane at tier 4 is the Phantom, or the Phantom. You call it whatever you want to call it. The British tier 4 biplane, and it's pretty punchy and turns really well. I've seen some folks do good work with it, but this is a tier where stuff's starting to get fast, and unless you're on a spin to win map, you're gonna get owned.
Here, this tier 4 is the tier where you better have figured out how to play the airframe that you're in. Because if you don't know how to play your airframe, you will get crushed. This is where energy fighters need to start energy fighting.
All right. Speaking of getting owned.
Okay, so there's we're bottom tier, and they have a 109E and an XFL1. I'm in a C714.
Yeah, we're gonna get owned. Tupelo Honey's a good player. I've played with him against him before. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's our only tier 5 player, and they have 2.
Yeah.
Show me what you can do, pilot.
It sucks to be us.
Let's roll.
At least you're in an aircraft that's actually serviceable.
Yes.
There's a buffalo. I'm gonna try and shoot him now. I absolutely hate the buffalo.
I think one of my guys might actually hit it. Maybe. I guess not.
I got my kill stole by Tupelo. Honestly, to be expected, considering how long it takes me to kill anything. We've been top tier so many times, and the one game we go tier 4, we're bottom tier. Come on.
Well, yeah, because of the
Because of the event going on. Everyone's flying
yep.
in 5. 5 is the lowest you can go, and for that event, which is weird, because normally 4 is the lowest you can go for an event. Normally they include 4, but for this one they're not.
Yeah, that is a little strange, but I will say this. The event is reasonably easy in comparison to some of the previous events. So
for the new plane, or just in general? In general, I'd say it is actually pretty simple.
It's a reasonable grind.
I'm not going to ask about the plane. I know you're going to do a thing with Zero.
Yeah, he and I are gonna fly tomorrow, and I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother asking about that for your opinions on that stuff. And this is not the video for that anyway.
Everybody will hear what I have to say about that plane.
I'm about to get destroyed by a 109E.
Oh, there we go. That's what I like. I like when I can hit. Ha ha ha.
Oh, hi, 109E. You may have a wing crit, but your turn rate's better than mine. Need a little help, actually. If you could, like, snipe this guy. He set me on fire.
Well, holy crap, I'm way far away. I'll come over there, but...
I'm dead.
You're dead.
I'm dead. I'm dead. It was hopeless. It was honestly hopeless.
That's the problem. Is that he's faster than me, too. So...
The problem is he's flying in what is arguably an overpowered tech tree airplane for Tier 5.
Yes.
And I'm flying in the weakest plane in the game. So there's kind of a power imbalance here. And there really isn't anything I can do to overcome that against Mr. Mike the Great.
I'm just going to get out of Dodge.
Oh, it's KI-45.
But yeah,
I'm way above my altitude service ideals here. I am in a really bad situation. Maybe I can get this XP-44 to overshoot. I did.
Oh, yeah, we got like 3 people over here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over and see what I can't do about this KI-45.
Got the 44. He fled the zone.
All right, so there's another heavy fighter.
110B. How are we winning?
I don't know. It's not my fault. I think you're doing it.
No. Look at the scoreboard. I am doing nothing. I have done literally nothing. I'm too slow, my guns aren't punchy enough, I can't compete with the other fighters. What am I doing to win this match?
You are occupying a slot that a bot would otherwise occupy. That's what you're doing.
That is what I'm doing.
I mean, I didn't do anything either. No, I'm in second place. How'd that happen?
You got a chevron.
That's weird.
Considering Tupelo Honey got 4 chevrons.
No, he carried us. Let's be honest, he carried us. I can't make the sniper cannon work on that guy, and that's why I don't fly it anymore. If I'm going to fly a heavy fighter at Tier 4, I fly the BF-109B, and it's the fastest plane at Tier. It's got good guns. It's got some decent bombs with a reasonable reload. Yeah, it's a good plane, and if I could ever make this stupid plane shoot, I would run it more, but I can never hit anything with the thing. And when I do, it's a surprise and it's fun. It's like, oh, that was fun. Other than that, it's like, whatever.
Meanwhile, the C714 kills my very soul. As a light fighter main, this is an insult.
Yes, it is.
This is an insult.
What would you think if they moved it to Tier 3?
It would be more balanced if it was tier 3. Genuinely, it would be able to hold its own in tier 3 easier than it holds its own in tier 4. Now, granted, everything at tier 3 is still going to outturn this piece of crap, but if you buff its speed a little bit and move it to tier 3, it would be right at home. That, at the end of the day, the crux of our conversation is centered around, is this premium an aircraft that a veteran player would use to get a bunch of easy wins in Period 1, to complete dailies, or to get in the Hall of Fame?
Right.
And for the most part, the answer is kind of maybe, a couple of absolutelys, and one no.
Huge no.
Huge no. In capital boldface. Italicized. Underlined
No.
even.
Yes. No.
No.
Absolutely not. Never.
Never. Don't even think about it, bucko.
Oh, well, hey, it was fantastic flying with you again. I very much enjoyed myself. And as always, the conversation is stimulating, and I look forward to doing it with you again.
Yes, when we cover Period 2.
Period 2.
Which, I believe Period 2 is actually the most balanced period in the game.
It is the most balanced, and there's I think, if I'm not mistaken, the most premiums.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to have
there's
a lot of
premiums. A lot to talk about.
There's going to be a lot to talk about in Period 2. I think it's also the biggest period out of the others.
Period 1 has got 4 tiers, and the other 2 have 3. So, but there are more planes. There are a lot more planes.
So we might need to break up the Period 2 discussion into 2 videos just to cover a few examples of each, because there's a lot of planes in Period 2. Because Period 2 goes from 5 to 7, and there's a lot of premiums in 5 and 7.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and, showing off the planes I don't have and talking about them. And thank goodness we don't have to fly Period 1 after this.
Absolutely. All right, bud.
All right.
Speaking of which, hey, everybody, like this video. Leave a comment what you think would help retain new players, would help new players.
Corvus, my Discord keeps disconnecting me randomly from the call, so the moment you said like this video, I heard ba-doom, and there was nothing, and then you just like leave a comment on what's better for new players. And I'm like, cool.
Nice.